Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of TEW 2020 WWE here as today. Episode 104 back with another episode of Monday Night Raw. Which is weird because, yeah, God, it feels weird to release them separately. But here we are, at least in the build-up to Survivor Series. And yeah, last week, God, I mean, the fallout from the Purge is still felt. Purge, of course, Randy Orton winning the title from Kevin Owens after a hell of a lot of shenanigans, and then even more last week, as in a steel cage main event, Kevin Owens regained the title thanks to a lot of help from his Triple H, his chosen comrades, I'm going to go with as the word. And yeah, the battle lines were drawn. And, I mean, the main thing I'm sure you're all waiting for is to see what comes next after Austin Theory's restaurant adventures. So, without further ado, let's just jump into the show, shall we? And we're going to get underway here with Triple H and his chosen coming out to the ring. Triple H is in a very good mood, as you'd expect. And so is Kevin Owens. He's got his WWE title back. He's buzzing. He's doing great. They're all in the ring, happy together. And Triple H says that he told Randy what was going to happen. He told him that the only way anybody eats round here is at Triple H's table. He told him he could have that WWE Championship if he shook his hand. If he went running back to Triple H like he always does. But Randy wants to go out on his own now. And okay, Randy, you can do that. I'm not going to stop you. But you have to know that if you're doing this alone, then the King of Kings ain't gonna be so kind, because you're with me or against me, Randy. And these boys, they're with me. Randy, who you got? That's when Randy Orton comes out. And Randy Orton, surprisingly, is not alone, because what Randy Orton's been doing this past year and a half is very Randy Orton like. He's made friends. And he comes out with some of those friends. He comes out the Intercontinental Champion Chad Gable, the man he mentored in NXT, who utilised the RKO to defeat Karrion Kross and win the NXT title, who beat Randy Orton at Mania. They were Raw Tag Champs briefly. Chad Gable announced last week, of course, also he's activating Option C. Chad Gable, Kevin Owens, WWE title at Survivor Series. Randy also with Angel Garza, the man he won the Raw Tag titles with earlier this year. He's with Pete Dunne. You know, Pete Dunne, a lot of young Randy Orton-like qualities, you could say. And, I mean, Pete Dunne, yeah, a lot of problems with the Chosen himself. And MJF, who also has problems with the Chosen, and has found himself with them. This fivesome, very unlikely, you'd say, but here we are. They come down to Mike, and Randy says he's not alone. Randy says that he has allies here. Allies he didn't have to give things to get on his side. Allies who aren't just here to kiss his ass. Like Hunter. But Randy says him and Hunter have been doing this dance and playing this game for a long, long time. And Randy knows there's only one way this ends. Because you see, Hunter, you call yourself the game. And you want to play games, then we can do it. And you want to go to war, Hunter, your boys versus me and my guys, we can go to war. And you want to do that in the cage like last week, then we can do that as well. But you see, Hunter, if all of us are gonna go to war inside a cage, I don't think that one ring is gonna be enough. Oh, Hunter, I don't think you're gonna say it, so allow me to. Survivor Series, you and me. War games. You probably saw where that was going last week, but yes, War Games at Survivor Series. Oh boy howdy, War Games. Triple H and his chosen, minus Kevin Owens, of course, he's defending the WWE title, against Randy, Pete, MJF, Angel Garza, and it would be Chad Gable. Chad Gable's on also. Matt Riddle, not seen since the Purge, but Matt Riddle, you know, Broserweights, of course. For a 100. Very good opening segment, and hopefully a very good match come Survivor Series. War Games. I think it's going to be the only War Games match. It's just one. It's kind of, you know, the beautiful point of the show. War Games. That'll be the War Games match. Don't get too down. We've got NXT TakeOver War Games next month as well. So plenty of War Games to end the year, God. But yeah, 100. Beautiful. Great start to the show. Great start to the show. As then, commercial, comes out. Imperium, Gunther, European Champion, with Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. And Gunther says that Drew McIntyre, that was too Scott. Why is that one of the best Scottish I've done? Has been running his mouth. He wants to step to the ring, General. He wants to step to Imperium. But he can try. He can try all he wants. But you see, Imperium are not to be messed with. I'll preview the show. Imperium taking on the Colognes here, and Imperium do pick up the victory. Imperium do get the win. Ludwig Kaiser pins Primo with the European bomb for 66, which is decent. 70 Giovanni, 68 Ludwig, 50 Primo, 43 Epico. Giovanni got 17 wheels off his game, so hey ho, let's go. Good job, Giovanni. Good job. Went after the match, Imperium posing in the ring, and once again, out comes Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre into the ring, staring off with Gunther. That was very Irish, God. I can't help the accents we're recording, apparently. And Drew says that, Imperium are good. He knows that. European born and bred. Drew McIntyre knows all about that European title, knows all about Gunther and his boys. But they should know all about Drew McIntyre as well. The boy from Glasgow, Scotland, here to kick ass. Because you see, Gunther, you're the ring general. Become Survivor Series. I'm going to teach you a lesson and give you an ass whooping. Out comes Bobby Fish. Whoa, 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 whoa. I mean no harm. Big man, I mean no harm. Let's settle down. I mean, I hear you guys out here chirping away. And I give you credit. It's not like you're out here spilling lies. Drew, I hear you saying that Gunther, ring general, big tough guy, and I mean, where's the lie? And Gunther, I feel you saying that Drew McIntyre isn't quite at your level, and once again, where's the lie? And they just stare at him. And then Drew just says, someone send the ref out here. I gotta kick this guy's ass. For 73. For 73. Behind the scenes secrets. I spent a solid bloody 4 minutes there going over the Bobby Fish promo again for to know what to say. But yeah, it's 73. And then Drew McIntyre, Bobby Fish, and Drew McIntyre does pick up the Wounded Claymore, kick for a 70. 81 Drew, 65 Bobby. Good. Good. Yeah. Good. Beautiful. Beautiful. When we go backstage to R-Truth. And R-Truth is sad. He's upset. Akira walks in to check on him. What's wrong, R-Truth? It's my baby dog. I just need my baby back. I miss her so much. She keeps getting stolen from me. And Akira starts talking about, how maybe the beauty in life and in love is letting go. Knowing that it will come back someday. Knowing that the time you spent together was sacred and cherished. And whilst Akira's giving this incredible, beautiful speech, R-Truth's mind wanders as he stares over at the TV. And the TV is just showing an advertisement for War Games. The announced War Games match. And R-Truth, a light bulb, goes off in his head. I got an idea, dog. For a 53. For a 53. Just a little R-Truth nonsense. It wouldn't be a Raw without a bit of R-Truth nonsense, would it? Everyone's favourite part of the show. Other than Austin Theory at the restaurant. Speaking of Austin Theory, I say looking at my schedule, we go backstage to an interview, not even with Kayla Braxton, an interview with, hey guys, Kathy Kelly here. And Kathy Kelly is interviewing Austin Theory. As she says, hi guys, Kathy Kelly here interviewing, and he's Austin Theory's like, well, could you, Jesus Christ, Kathy, could you, oh my god, my head. I might have had just a few too many. Something that fruity and light should not make me feel this bad. Oh my god. So could you just he reaches over and lowers her mic. Could you just speak a bit quieter? Kayla quietly asks him, how he's feeling about next up him in the Intercontinental title tournament. And Theory says, what? Oh my god, that's now? That's next? Oh, and then he hears his music. He's like, oh god, I get it. Oh, Kathy, could you get the sound guy to turn that down? I got it. For a 90, Theory goes off for his Intercontinental title tournament match next up. Austin Theory versus Apollo Crews. Yep, in the Intercontinental title tournament last week. Dolph Ziggler and Angelo Dawkins advanced. And now we continue in the A's. Austin Theory versus Apollo Crews. In the end, Austin getting... God, it's a good match. Both men giving it their all. Austin a bit slower to get into it. His head maybe not into it. Still a bit hungover, perhaps. The crowd get a bit loud at one point, and he has to just stop and hold his head for a minute and ask everyone to quiet down, which they do. They love Theory here. But in the end, yeah, not 100% Theory. Apollo Crews picks up the victory. For a 77. Good little match. 73 Crews, 78 Theory. I'm happy with that. Theory is doing very well. He's really coming into his own this year, The audience, they're loving it. They're loving this new side of Austin Theory we're seeing. For a 77, though. Good. We're next up to go backstage to Kathy Kelly once again. God, it's good to have Kathy Kelly back. Big fan of Kathy Kelly. Kathy Kelly's great, isn't she? God. And yeah, we got Kathy Kelly backstage with Kairi Sane. And Kairi's a bit down, Sad to not get the shot, but she knows that Rhea is a worthy competitor. And she says she's going to just keep going, keep trying, keep working her way up till she gets that shot. And then Io walks in. And Io just tells Kairi that Kairi is her friend. Okay, they've been through a lot, former tag champs and everything. And Io says, as your friend, you need to stop. Kairi a bit taken aback. Io says that Kairi is not on her level. And she won't be. Ever. And Kairi arguing a bit, saying that no. She knows she's good enough. And she knows she can train even harder to get good enough, if not. And Io just shakes her head and says, as your friend, Kairi, I will stop this. You and me, tonight. For an 85. Good. Main event later tonight, Kairi Sane versus Io Sky. Hopefully a good match. Fingers crossed. 85 though. Very good. Good backstage interview. The Kathy Kelly effect. Backstage interviews. Killing it tonight. That's Kathy Kelly, warrior. When out comes the Hurt Business. The Hurt Business of MVP, Angelo Dawkins, Ezra Judge, and Moose. No Lashley once again just yet. MVP in the ring. And MVP hyping up one man in particular. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see another in-ring wrestling clinic from your next Intercontinental Champion, Angelo Dawkins. For an 80, MVP hyping up Angelo Dawkins, the Jesus Christ, the second oldest member of the Hurt Business now, longest tenure. I mean, Lashley MVP were the OGs, and everyone else is gone. So yeah, Angelo Dawkins is the second longest tenured member here. 80 though, good. Angelo Dawkins in action next up against a young up-and-coming wrestler, Danger Zone, Charlie Ryland. Up top, am I right, guys? And in the end, yeah, Charlie Ryland wants to go up top, but Angelo Dawkins goes sky high instead and tears his quadriceps. Jesus, Charlie, calm down. What did you do to the lad? Oh my word, 37 for the match. I'm not surprised. Danger Zone A great gimmick, though. Great gimmick. He got a 6. Dawkins got a 57. He did tear his quadriceps. Jesus Christ. Maybe the Hurt Business are cursed. Whenever I try and repackage him, something goes wrong. God. I want to be optimistic. Torn quadriceps doesn't sound like an injury that's going to be done within 7 days for the semi-final next week. So, you know, I'll try and figure that one out, I guess. But, yeah. Dawkins picks up the win. 37. God. Angelo Dawkins goes backstage with the medics. MVP stays in the ring with Ezra, Judge, and Moose behind him in, an intimidating presence. And MVP is happy to introduce all of you, once again, reintroduce even, to the CEO of the Hurt Business, the almighty Bobby Lashley. There's too many people with similar names. There's too many goddamn people with similar names on this damn roster. This is way more Bobby Fish than I wanted to see tonight. I was happy with earlier, but it's Bobby Lashley, okay? God. Or, you could have Fish come out again and say that Lashley is the Almighty. Where's the lie? And then Lashley then comes out and, smashes Bobby Fish a bit before getting in the ring for 72. And then Bobby Lashley in action. Actual Bobby Lashley. Not Bobby Fish again, as much as I'm sure some of you would love to see Bobby Fish in action again. Bobby Lashley, a handicap match against Cruz del Wild here, and Lashley does pick up the win with a spear for a 50. Yeah, I mean, it went under 5 minutes. Ratings capped a bit. 68 Lashley, though. 45 Joaquin, 47 Cruz. Happy with that, yeah. Lashley does pick up the win, so positive night result-wise for Hurt Business. Dawkins did get injured. Hopefully not too long-term, but, yeah. What are you going to do, What are you going to do? God, we go backstage. We go to the locker room. Randy Orton's there with the guys. All in the locker room together, talking about War Games. And Orton, says he doesn't want to impose. He doesn't want to, he's never going to beg. But I'll ask anyone who wants to go to war, not just for him, but for themselves. Against Triple H, against the Triple H reign of terror that like clockwork rolls around again. And Angel Garza happily accepts. MJF happily accepts. Pete Dunne happily accepts. And chat, but Randy asks about Riddle, but Pete Dunne says that I haven't heard from him since the Purge, actually. And MJF says, oh my god, that's on me. I completely forgot. He got really banged up at the Purge. Really worried about him. The medics weren't too sure. Don't worry. I sent to him to the top facility I know where all my family use. Paid for it, of course. Wouldn't expect that. So he's getting checked out, but yeah, I don't think he's gonna make it for War Games. And Pete, but yeah, Randy says that's okay. Okay. And Chad says, listen, Randy, I would if I could, but I gotta stay in tip-top shape, okay? For the WWE Championship match, you understand. Randy says he does. So Randy's down a member, he's got Garza, he's got MJF, he's got Pete Dunne, but he's down a member. And Chad's, not Chad. Angel Garza asks Randy, what's he going to do? Randy thinks for a minute, and then he says, I know who to ask. For 100. Good. Lovely. Yeah, another good segment. Randy Orton's War Games team taking a little turn with Riddle out injured, but, he seems to have an idea of who to ask. So, hey ho, let's go. 100. Good. Yeah, then we have kind of back-to-back segments. Yep, ready for the final match in the Intercontinental Title Tournament. First of all, we have Chase U. And Chase U, Andre Chase talking about coming back from disappointment, saying that he could have let that defeat last week to Angelo Dawkins tear him down, bring him down, stop him, but he won't. He says he's going to rise above it. He's going to keep going. He's going to get better and stronger, so next time the opportunity arises. But there are still positives to look at. Thea Hail getting her win last week. Thea Hail going to get another win for Chase U tonight. Hyping everyone up. And Edris here. One of the stars of this class of Chase U University. In action himself in the Intercontinental Titles tournament. Ready to bring some gold back to Chase U. I have faith. Let's go. You know, hyping him up. Bodhi grabs the flag. Thea grabs the horn? Mic? You know what I'm talking about. And they head off. And then we also cut to Robert Roode and James Storm just laughing. Saying that, listen, Dolph Ziggler got lucky at the Purge, but he won't get lucky a second time. So even if he makes it to that final, the glorious Robert Roode will be waiting for him, ready to take my Intercontinental Championship. For 47, good. Idris, Robert Roode, winner, taking on Apollo Crews next week. Who will get the win? But before then, we do go to the ring for Thea Hail in action. Chase U coming out. Idris getting, you know, doing some last drills maybe at ringside. We'll see how in action. Gets the local talent here, Lavender Sky. In the end, though, you know, Lavender getting a bit technical with it, doing a bit of wrestling. But, you know, Thea Hail does pick up the win in the end for a 21. Yeah, 25 Lavender Sky, all right. 28 Thea Hail. Thea Hail doing, well, yeah, building her up. She's getting there. She's getting there, Colin. Don't worry about that. But yeah, Thea Hail. Just to pop you, Colton. Just to pop you. Thea Hail picking up a victory. For next up, the Dirty Dogs do come out. Edris Enofe versus Robert Roode. And I describe this match as surprisingly even. I guess the story of this is Robert Roode underestimating Edris Enofe. Which you shouldn't do. Edris Enofe has proved himself this year, I'd say. He's proved himself to me, at least. Not just because he gained muscle and it naturally increased his star quality. Partly that maybe. But yeah. And so Edri's getting a lot of offense that maybe Robert Roode wouldn't allow a competitor he didn't underestimate to get. The match going on. Edris goes for a big frog splash. Robert Roode gets his knees up in time. Robert Roode having enough. Going for the glorious DDT. Edris managing to roll him up and get that shocking 1-2-3. Edris Enofe picks up a massive victory. What a few months it's been for him, eh? First win at SummerSlam against Apollo Crews. Last month, a shock victory over Damian Priest. And now, a victory over Robert Roode. Edris Enofe really making a name for himself on the WWE main roster since appearing here on Monday Night Raw. For a 48, though, good match. A decent enough match. Okay, it says it's a poor match. I'm fine with that. 72 Roode, 34 Enofe. Happy with that. In the Continental Title semi-finals, Apollo Crews, Edris Enofe, and a SummerSlam rematch. And Dolph Ziggler, Apollo Crews, but not Dolph Ziggler, Angelo Dawkins. But Angelo Dawkins will probably be injured. So I'll figure that one out, I guess. But yeah, happy with that. Happy with that. When we go backstage, to Austin Theory. Yeah, you're all happy about that, I can tell. I can feel it in my bones, okay? We go backstage to Austin Theory. Austin Theory, you know, sitting in the locker room, nursing his head, you know, drinking some water, you know, and then Theory holds his head. Oh my God, can you keep it down? My God, Jesus Christ, why is everybody so inconsistent? Oh my God, Randy, what, Randy, oh my God, missed you last week, but I get it. I saw you on the TV in action. Sorry I couldn't be there, bud. Sorry I couldn't be there to help, you know, to save the day again, but God, we'll reschedule. I'll text the group chats, you know, send a little message your way. My God, I'm feeling good though. I'm feeling fine. You know, that match earlier, I don't know if you caught it. You know, he cheated. I didn't want to say it, but he cheated. You know, what are you gonna do? Come on, what can I help you with, Randy? And Randy says, Theory, listen, I don't know if you heard, but at Survivor Series, it's gonna be me and Triple H 5v5 War Games. And you see, Theory, I need one more man for my team. And I want that man to be you. And Theory beams up like the 4th of July. Okay? Okay? It's like he's ascended, almost, you know? He somehow manages to float in the air through excitement. And then he brings himself back down to, it's like, oh, yeah, check my schedule, but yeah, I should be free and don't have the Intercontinental title to worry about anymore. So yeah, man. Yeah, I'm down. War Games. You, me, and the boys. Maybe get drinks after or something? That'd be great. And 91. 91. And yes, War Games. Randy Orton's team once again filled and complete. We couldn't do it without him, could we? We couldn't do a Team Randy Orton without the main man, Theory. Theory joins the team. Randy Orton, Austin Theory, Angel Garza, MJF, and Pete Dunne. What a team. What a stack team. God. 91. Very good segment. Very good segment. When we have the entrances ready for the main event. Kairi Sane coming out, ready for action. Ready for action. And then we have, of course, the Women's World Champion, the Kingpin, Io Sky, come out to the ring as well. But before the match can begin, out comes the $1 Million Champion, Rhea Ripley. Ripley making a full entrance, of course, very dramatic. Comes down to the ring, $1 Million title over her shoulder, staring down with Io all the while she makes her way around the ring to the announcer's table and takes a seat to watch the preceding match. For an 88, good. And then Kairi and Io going at it, former partners. They know each other's arsenal quite a bit. Okay? That's kind of one of the main things here, you know? They know each other. But Io's kind of gone up to this new level. God, I don't know how to phrase this. Since she entered her drug kingpin era, she's kind of entered this new level, you know? Yeah, she's on her Breaking Bad season 3 to 4 shit, you know? She's really popped off. And yeah, maybe on this occasion, maybe just too much, as she does pick up the win with that beautiful moonsault for a 78, which is fine. Io's got gimmicks getting stale, so I'll have to change that. That's fine. It's probably time to do it as well, to change it to a Kingpin gimmick. 85 Io, 77 Kairi. Very happy with that, though. You know, Kairi giving a good match. Just under 90 minutes in the end. Kairi comes up short, and Io Sky picks up the victory. And she looks out to ringside and raises that women's world title whilst looking over at Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley just smiling. Just biding her time for that big match at Survivor Series War Games, which will hopefully be very good. Yeah, it's Survivor Series War Games. If they're gonna give me the logo for it when I'm doing a War Games match already, and I had this planned for a long time, then I'll be having that. 78, good, good. But that's not the end of the show. So we go backstage, back to Kathy Kelly here. God, it's good to have Kathy Kelly back. And Kathy Kelly is interviewing Randy Orton, getting his thoughts. You know, Randy says he's disappointed to lose the WWE Championship, of course, but you know what? He's used to it this time. He's been a WWE World Champion 15 times, which also means he's lost it 15 times. But it's the way he lost it that leaves a bitter taste in his mouth, and he'll be back for that WWE Championship. Mark his words. But right now, it's about dealing with Triple H, because so many times in the past, too many goddamn times in the past, I've let Triple H run wild. I've let him reign over WWE, as he always does. But this time I say no. This time I've had enough. This time I'm choosing the right side. And Randy's saying he's happy with his team. You know, injuries and all that, but he's happy with it. He says that Angel Garza, I want a Raw Tag title with that man. I'll happily go to war with him. Pete Dunne, I've seen what he can do. They call him the Broserweight. And that's a very apt nickname. And I gotta go to war with him happily. MJF arrived at WrestleMania, and maybe sometimes he can be a jackass. But you know what? I'd rather he be a jackass on my side than the other. And Austin Theory. Well, you know what? That kid's got a hell of a lot of potential. And that kid can do big things around here. And I think he's ready to really show what he can do on the grand stage of Survivor Series. And you know, you can hear Theory, you know, hopping off somewhere. But then you hear a lot of commotion. You hear the loud bang. And then you hear a lot of commotion. And Randy looking around, excusing himself, walking off from the interview area. And finding his way to the parking lot. Where he finds Pete Dunne laid out. In pain on the tarmac. In the distance, he can see a car driving away. It could have been anyone. It really could have been. You know, no real signs of who it could have been. So it could have been anyone who has done this to Pete Dunne. Yeah. Randy checking on Pete. You know, calling out, somebody get a medic. Somebody get a medic out here. For 100. The cliffhanger ending of Monday Night Raw, we'll call it. 100 for that, Randy Orton. Ready for War Games, happy with his team, but Pete Dunne injured. Overall, episode of Raw gets an 87. Happy with that. And they would announce it immediately IRL. Of course, they would, you know, wait a few days. But I will tell you now, in case you only watch Raw instead of NXT and SmackDown as well for some reason. You do you. I'm not going to complain. But that Pete Dunne is out. Taken out in that hidden run. Pete Dunne's will not be a part of War Games. Which means, of course, I have one more match card video to make. Which leads to the big question here. So leave in the comments down below, please, who you think will be the final member of Team Randy Orton in War Games. I feel like Austin Theory would have been the most popular pick, but I mean, obviously Austin Theory's going to be in there, so yeah, he's there. But who do you think it's going to be? Leave a comment. Who do you think it's going to be? Who do you hope it's going to be? Who do you want it to be? Let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like if you have enjoyed. I hope you have, and subscribe for more to not miss a single episode on the road to Survivor Series War Games, and to find out next week who the final member of Team Randy Orton will be. And as always, I just want to say a very special thank you for watching.